Alright guys, PunisherMax17 here today, and this is for a review of this right here, the Digi-Fusion Greymon figure. Now, if some of you are familiar with Digimon, from the 90s and early 2000s, you'll recognize this isn't the Greymon you remember. Greymon was yellow and orange in the original Digimon, and then he got updated to having a little bit different of a design, maybe some blue stripes or something on there, during the Savers line. And now, during the Cross Wars or Fusion line, this is Greymon, who is blue, orange stripes, and this little metal kind of helmet kind of thing. So this is Greymon now, essentially, for Digimon Fusion. And, yeah. Now, this is the Digi-Fusion figure. That essentially means it's a mix between a Digivolving figure and a combiner figure, like a Transformers Constructabot kind of thing. You can pop off all of the arms, legs, head, etc., and combine them with the other Digi-Fusion figures. And specifically with this guy, you can combine it with male Birdramon to create Metal Greymon. And that, as well as a different version of Metal Greymon as opposed to the classic version of him. But yeah, and it's a pretty cool little function. So we'll get started just looking at the articulation of this guy, and then I'll show you how he breaks down and you can combine him with some other stuff. To start at the feet, they are on a different joint than the legs, so they can go back that far, and they can move around a little bit there. They're just on a ball joint right there, as you can see. Now the leg itself, it can go 360 really. I mean, it can go quite a ways. It's only impeded by the arm. And then it can go in and out just the slightest bit. The tail is just on a ball joint. It literally can go anywhere you want. The arms, up and down, in and out a little bit of movement there. And then the head can move up and down, side to side. You can tell it's in there pretty well, as you can hear that squeaking. And the mouth can open up like so. Now, there is limited articulation on this guy. That's mainly because of how they're made to be combining, so almost everything is at ball joints. Sorry, I just realized he was out of frame. So let's break it down and see how it comes apart. So it has its tail there. The legs come off, as well as the feet. Arms. The head pops out. And then from there, you can get the bottom of the mouth off of the face itself. And of course, those two legs pop off too. So there is a decent amount of options with taking him apart, combining him with some other figures, which is actually really fun. You know, if you look at one of these guys, you may not really see all of the options you have available. And you may think, you just may not be sure how you feel about the concept. But when you have multiple of them, it really does become fun. Last night I was messing around with the first three of the set, Darulumon, Ballistamon, and Shoutmon. And I made not only Shoutmon X4, but then I was just combining the pieces in any way I wanted. And they actually turned into some pretty cool creations, and I had a lot of fun just seeing what I could make. So these figures really are meant to have multiples of them. You really need to own more than just one to get the full impact of these figures. My only comments about this guy, I think he's pretty good. I wish there wasn't such a separation in the tail to the body. I wish that wasn't like that, and I don't know, there's a bit of a gap there with the head too, I suppose. That's only my really comments about this figure. Otherwise, I think he looks decent enough. If you want to see this guy in the box, how he looks there, check out my Shoutmon review. I have all of the first 5 figures of this wave in the box in that video, just so you can see what they look like. In addition to the figure itself, this comes with this Digivice card. And these go with the Digivices that you can buy. The Digivices are $20, so that's a pretty reasonable price. And these cards, I assume, allow you to play some games on there or something like that. And if nothing else, if you don't have the Digivice, they're at least some pretty cool artwork. The figures themselves retail for $9 each, which in my opinion isn't a bad price. A lot better than it could have been. I was expecting to see something more along the lines of 12 or 13, so I was quite happy with that. In terms of size, he is pretty decently sized. Probably 2.5, 3 inches tall, and, you know, quite a bit longer, 6 inches long maybe. That's just my estimations off of just looking at him. So it's a decently sized figure. Nothing to complain about there, not too small. So yeah, that is Greymon. Next up I'll be showing male Birdramon in my next video, and after that we will have a video of Metal Greymon, the combined version of this and male Birdramon. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.